What is going on, everybody? It's Oscar back here with another video, and today we're rocking round 2 of 4 of this mock draft. So recording this the night after I posted, so it's been a couple hours, seeing a little bit of the initial reactions. So far, looking so good. Only got a little bit of feedback on the Jaguars offensive line. I appreciate that. However, I don't think that exactly means that you're not going to go a tackle with someone with the caliber of Cam Robinson going to be on franchise tag as well. So with the caliber of Evan Neal and stuff like that. So given that, I think that we're perfectly fine right now. So let's kick this off. Start off with number 33 pick. Of course, if you guys are new, 1, watch round 1, but 2, before that, hit like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go and let's rock it out with the Lions at the number 33 pick. I decided to try to tweak the second round a little bit, and then it got a little flustered as soon as I tried to mess it up. I apologize about that, guys. It's not really anything that's in my control. TDN is a pain in the ass when it comes to it. I'm going to possibly start doing my own graphics for it. It kind of sucks because I'd much rather do it in this format. However, we might just have to start resorting to that. Regardless, we're still here at the number 33 pick, and the Washington football team, they're irritating the hell out of me. The Detroit Lions, they have a couple of positions they can go. We got wide receiver, Treylon Burks. We're probably going to go a wide receiver here. Then we have guys like Nakobe Dean, Brandon Smith, even Christian Harris. I don't think this Beavers guy is that talented. I don't think he's a second round dude. However, he is pretty good. So he might be going in this draft as well. Very happy that some Cincinnati defenders are getting some credit. Also, there are some good corners on the board. Martin Emerson, Darion Kendrick, Kyler Gordon. So pick where you want. I'm not going to go with the secondary route right now. Again, also some really good safeties here. I think that going wide receiver is the best route, and Treylon Burks is on the board, and I don't think you can pass up on him. Number 34 with the Jaguars. You know, you're sitting here, and there are so many amazing talents on the board. You can go wherever the hell you want. Again, Travon Walker, I'm assuming he probably won't come out just because I think unless he's going to be talking with the Minnesota Vikings, they're around the top 10. I don't really know if there's any reason for him to come out yet and go back and be an undisputed edge 2 for next year. That being said, obviously we're not going to be taking him. There are some really good edges on the board. Drake Jackson, Jermaine Johnson, Myjai Sanders. All these guys are absolutely amazing. You can talk about Zion Tupuola-Fatui, not right now, but in a little bit. Even Cameron Thomas making an appearance in the top 32 of Todd McShay's top 32. So guy has some God-gifted talent. So at number 34, I think that this would be a good spot to look at edge, but I think the talent is there in the third. I do. And safety is something where the value might not be. I'm going to go Jaquan Brisker here. Edge, again, something I would heavily consider, but 1, you can make edge signings in free agency, but 2, at the same time, I think that it's a bright move to go best player available. That right now is Jaquan Brisker. So at number 35 with the why do I keep wanting to say the Jets? The Lions. I'm so used to them being at the top of the draft. So the Lions are sitting here, and we could go quarterback. I think that might not be a bad idea. And Carson Strong seems a little bit more what the Lions are used to. If I don't take him here, will he fall a little bit? Maybe. It's not a guarantee because Carson Strong's been playing very well, and I think some teams are going to really like the fact that he's been able to run the 2-minute drill and stuff. Oof, quarterback is such a big thing here. However, so is Nakobe Dean. So, you know, you can pick your poison. I don't know if the Lions actually want to move off Goff in the long run, or in the short run, just because, again, you have him under contract. The whole entire reason you have all these picks is because of it. It might be the smart move to not go after a quarterback right now to develop. I think a guy like Nakobe Dean has a lot more talent. I think he can go in the top 15. So getting the best player available is probably the best move. And number 36 for Washington. This could be an excellent spot for a safety. Daxton Hill is the only guy I could see because he can play free. He can also play slot, which are both positions, in my opinion, are of need. So you know what? They shouldn't be here. So honestly, I might try to kick them out. A team that should be here is the Jets. I don't know why the draft order is like it is. I'm pretty sure it's actually pretty accurate down the line, apart from where the Jets and the Seahawks are. It really, really weirds me out how they did this. We're just still going to roll along with it, guys. I apologize again. It's TDN's fault, but we're going to imagine that somehow Washington's there. Daxton Hill's the guy. We're going to continue on. 37 with the Bears. The Bears need a wide receiver. It's a little bit rough right now. Jahan Dotson definitely could be the guy. However, I'd rather go with a guy like Sean Ryan. The guard spot is pretty abysmal, and Sean Ryan has actual tackle versatility. So I think that might be the best option. And Sean Ryan, I said it, he's worth a first round pick at guard. Hasn't taken that big development step this year. Was hoping for that, but I think that's the right move. Get a guy in Sean Ryan who can play he can play left tackle. I don't think you really need him to, but it's a guy who you can play at guard and you can potentially play him at right tackle. Really good on the move as well. There's just a lot to like about what Sean Ryan can bring to the table in the short as well as the long run. Now, the Vikings are sitting here. Again, another team where I don't get why they're sitting here, but they're sitting at this spot. And I mean, to be honest, I don't really know where exactly to go with them. You could go, you know what? We'll go edge. We'll go edge. Again, Travon Walker is a guy who I'd target round 1 for him. Jermaine Johnson just feels like a dude that this team would actually want to get. So that is exactly who we're going to take. A much beefier edge, even though he's a little bit light at 250. He definitely plays a lot heavier, even though you're not compromising athleticism with it. He just plays a lot meaner than his size suggests. Now, the Eagles, unfortunately, I'm not going to be drafting Lewis Cine here when you got a guy who's an absolute beast and Brandon Smith on the board. Be able to secure that linebacker spot and be able to run with it. 40 with the Falcons. I think we all know where this one's going. We all know where it's going. My guy could be the pick. He hasn't been playing as well as many people thought he would this year, and I'm happy to confirm that he hasn't been that good. Drake Jackson's been a lot better, and he's taken a big progression step. You know me, huge fan of the progression, and he's a really good fit on the team. 41 with the Colts. Again, Martin Emerson's a heavy, is probably going to be the heavy favorite for this pick. Jahan Dotson needs some consideration here as well. However, to be fair, though, I do know your cornerback situation is absolute trash. The question is, would you rather go a Kobe Bryant in round 3 and get a stud in Jahan Dotson now? Or would you rather go a guy like Martin Emerson, who's going to be locked down, and then go after, maybe, if we're lucky, we're not going to get Wan'Dale Robinson probably round 3. I don't think he will be there. Oof, like Romeo Doubs round 3. Honest, I hate to say this, guys. I love getting you corner, and I think that's the right move. We're going to go Jahan Dotson here. And I know my Niners fans are just screaming so happily right there, but you do kind of have to invest in the wide receiver room, and there's just a big-ass drop-off. So leaving the Niners to be able to select Martin Emerson, I don't think there's much I need to explain right there. There's a chance he returns so he can come back the next year with Eli Ricks as one of the top corners. But hell, I mean, I kind of feel bad for the Colts because they just got kind of fleeced from Martin Emerson. At the same time, you do need to value or evaluate where these guys are in terms of the opportunity cost of potentially missing out on being able to fill a very big position of need. Now, for the good old Saints, I think this would be a good spot to trade back. There's some really good, Desmond Ridder is still on the board. There's teams that definitely would probably want to pick up Desmond Ridder, as well as, have the Steelers even picked a quarterback yet? I totally bugged out on that. They picked Kenny Pickett. So there's Nicholas Petit-Frere on the board. I'm having the Steelers trade up for him. High-end offensive tackle. The Bears probably should have taken him in retrospect, but Sean Ryan honestly offers a lot more in terms of versatility. So I'm going to see if we can toss in a 5th round pick here. Geez, they're hiking up the bargain right now. What is up with the Saints? So we're going to actually do something. I guess you could say patent this move. We're going to flip the roles and start seeing where it's too far for the other way, because the Saints are a bitch to trade with. So we're going to offer this, and then we'll see so this is very likely. That means that it's an overvalue. It means that the Saints are giving more than what the Steelers should be getting. So I'm going to try to see, I at least want to feel there. I want to see where it starts getting a little bit iffy. So for the Steelers, they have to give up 2 5s to move up 7 spots. A little bit unrealistic, but we're still going to do it when you get to be able to select a tackle like Nicholas Petit-Frere I think that's an excellent option. Also kind of gets at the Bengals right there, who they'd have to move in front of to be able to select them. So Nicholas Petit-Frere out of the Ohio State University, lock him in. Leaving the Giants on the board. I think Zion Johnson wouldn't be a bad option. Shane Lemieux, not too bueno. Thayer Mumford, another guy who needs some respect here. But to be honest, how far off are you guys from a quarterback? It's a legit question I want to ask, because if I were sitting here, I'd pull the trigger. That's just my genuine opinion. I think I'd pull the trigger. I don't think I will, because I think there's more realistic needs than going after a quarterback. But it's something that needs to be discussed. And this is a team where, to be honest, Sean Ryan might have been the right pick for this team if they were in their rightful spot right here. Probably would have taken Sean Ryan for him. So out of respect for that, we could even imagine a pick flop here, because I think the Bears still would have done this. Zion Johnson, he's a really damn good aggressive blocker out of Boston College. You can imagine, if you want to, if you think that the draft order is bullshit, these guys going back to back, just right here. But you can put Sean Ryan to them. That makes you feel better. Just again, it's out of my control because TDN doesn't know how to make their mock draft simulator right. It's unfortunate, and I'm praying that this industry continues to get better in terms of what they're producing in terms of mock draft simulators. Because no disrespect to PFN, theirs is not great. Obviously, Walk the Mocks is not great. TDN, probably the best one out there, and they're having some really big fuck ups. And then PFF is in its infancy. So there's a lot to not like here in terms of what's going on in the whole industry, but we're going to have some fun starting off with number 45 pick. And I think this could be a really good spot to go after a guy like David Bell. That'd be a really fun guy to bring on the team. Another guy I want to give a shout out to, Zach Charbonnet. I think he would be an excellent addition to this team. I don't think the wide receivers are good enough right now, and I'm honestly going to be trading back. So we still have guys like Desmond Ridder and Carson Strong on the board. There are teams that would be willing to pick a quarterback, and I'm trying to figure out the right one to move up right now, just because, again, there are teams that desperately need a quarterback. I wish Matt Corral were not taken, or else I'd be moving up right there. But realistically, there's not actually many teams that need a quarterback. That is the big question. It's like, who's actually going to need a quarterback? Because we know these teams don't need it. Pretty sure the Jets aren't going to go after it. You can see the Saints. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea at this point. It's second round. Then you got the Seahawks. They could do it. Depends on how Russell is going to do. But apart from that, I don't see too much. I really don't, especially this round. Not many teams. Even the Falcons, I don't think they're going to do that. So they honestly, we're going to move up with the Saints. We moved back. We got kind of a steal. We stole some picks from the Steelers with the Saints. And that means we are going to select a quarterback for the Saints. I don't think James should leave. However, it's not my control. I think that it's fair to say that we could gain good value out of respect for the Steelers. We'll toss in that next year 7th to get that. I think it's wrong to go after a quarterback when I think Jameis has done a great job. However, when there's a guy like Desmond Ridder in the second, you take it. You do. So we're going to take Desmond Ridder to the squad. Again, the team just isn't the same. You can take Carson Strong there if you want. I just think Dez is going to have a little bit more hype because he's more mobile, and it's kind of better. He's a better version of what you already have there in Taysom Hill. So I like Desmond. Number 46, we already got a right tackle for the Bengals. Now would be a good time to look at a tight end like Trey McBride. Would also be a good time to look at a guy like Devontae Wyatt, Travis Jones on the interior, even looking at corners. And you know what? That's exactly what we do. Kyler Gordon's on the board. It's unfortunate because I'd want my Steelers to get Kyler Gordon, but we got Steele in our own. So woo. But Kyler Gordon's absolutely an excellent corner. Probably should return just to be able to boost his draft stock, unless it's already going to happen. For the Chargers, this is an edge spot for me. Again, Trevon Walker returning in my eyes. I think this guy's going to get a lot of hype. Arnold Ebiketie out of Penn State, really good edge rusher, perfect fit for taking over Uchenna Nwosu's role. Just an absolute animal. I love it. 48, this is going to be David Bell. I know you guys like this pick. Do I force it? No, but it happens to be there. It's a good fit. I think there's nothing more to really talk about. With the Jets, they should have probably been a lot higher. However, we're in the situation together. This is where you go and develop an edge talent like Daniel Faalele, right tackle out of Minnesota, 6'9", 380 pounds, formerly actually 6'8", 400. So he either grew or else they bullshitted the numbers, but the guy is in even better shape right now. He's absolutely phenomenal. I really do like Daniel Faalele. This is going to be Zach Charbonnet, best RBBC back on the board. It's not saying he's better than Breece Hall. It's not saying he's better than Kenneth Walker. Those are 3 down backs. They don't work in an RBBC. Zach does. So Zach's going to Miami to party. Number 51, the good old Seahawks are going to be going to edge talent. They're going to be stealing Myjai Sanders to be able to line up on their team. I think that tackle could be a better move. They just didn't do it. With the Jets now sitting here, I think this could be a good spot to see Cameron Thomas go. I feel like he'd end up somehow being one of the best edges out of this class. He has, I think, the highest number of pressures in FBS. He's an absolute freak, and he's 270 pounds, so he works perfectly wherever the hell you want him to be. So we're going to be doing this one. It's a fun little pick. I haven't introduced Cameron Thomas to any of my drafts yet, so respect to him. Zach Harrison needs to be in that mix as well, but got to show a little bit of love to a new guy. 53. This could be interestingly Bernard Raymond. However, he is a little bit light, formerly a tight end 2 years ago. So he has a lot of developing to do. However, I think this team could definitely look at a corner. Darion Kendricks here coming through the Senior Bowl will test it really well. Excellent in man coverage. Perfect fit for this team. 54 with the Browns. I think wide receiver is in order. And John Mechie, Wan'Dale Robinson, both going to get a lot of hype. I think Wan'Dale is going to test through the roof. Really good addition to this team that desperately needs a little bit of a spark. 55 with the Bills. Now, this would have been a great spot for Zach Charbonnet. No longer the case. Now, we could look at corner. We could look at offensive line. I don't think offensive line is very good right now. Just going to be frank with you guys. Thayer Munford's here, though. Let's do it. Let's go with Thayer Munford. He's getting underrated now by TDN. It's a little bit bullshit. I don't know why they're like so bipolar with it. Thayer Munford's an excellent lineman, plug-and-play player for a team that really needs the help. I like it. Number 56 with the Broncos. Honestly, like safety is not an issue. I don't know why they have safety here. It's not an issue. Slot corner, again, Tyke Smith will probably be addressed next round. Boundary corner could definitely be in here. I don't know why Jermaine Waller fell that far. Kobe Bryant, another guy I want to say, is in that list. However, we lost Von Miller. That's a big oof. That's a big spot to fill. Zach Harrison might not be the right body type for it, but he might be worth taking. Pretty sure that Malik Reed is also up for a contract this year, so he could definitely slot in inside. At this point, the value of a big edge might be too good to pass on. Linebacker wise, is there anybody worth taking? Christian Harris is here. I don't think he comes out, but we're going to say he does for the hell of it. Let's just do it. Christian Harris out of Alabama. There's too many holes in his tape. I think he really does need to go back, but out of respect to him, we'll put him there. Should he have gone earlier? Maybe he could have went to the Jets, but I couldn't see him going much earlier than that. I mean, I'm looking for a team that desperately needs a linebacker, and I can't see him going pretty much before the Jets pick right there. 57 with the Cowboys. You got a great receiver in Gallup leaving. Why not replace him with Gallup? Honestly, though, edge-wise, you guys don't like that idea of going edge. So I think you think that Micah Parsons is going to be moving down to edge officially. And apparently Randy Gregory is going to be re-signed. So I don't know why edge is even a position of need on this anymore. So we're going to get John Mechie. I think he is a perfect Michael Gallup replacement. I don't know what else there is to say. Good replacement right there. 58 with the Broncos. There's still Carson Strong on the board, and I think it's fair to trade back with a team that desperately wants a quarterback because there's nobody I want to take for the Broncos at this point. That is going to be the Lions. The Lions are going to be moving up with the Broncos, and I'm praying to God. I know I took Nakobe Dean as well as Treylon Burks, but I'm like just praying in my mind that I am not going to totally screw this up by accidentally sending a new team through. 7 picks. It's fair to put it through for a 5th round especially when there's nothing else on the board. The Broncos denied the trade. Wow. Okay. Well, shit, we'll toss into 6th rounder too. Like, do whatever makes you happy, Broncos. I was not expecting that. So Broncos accepted it. Woo. Last quarterback draftable for a little while for me. Bailey Zapp deserves some recognition, but he's not going to be anywhere near Carson Strong, which is a perfect fit for this team. At 59, I think Devontae Wyatt is perfect. Obviously, wide receivers are just not too bueno, and Devontae Wyatt's going to get some hype from the Senior Bowl because we're going to be able to see him play against some senior linemen. I hope to God he ends up panning out because he is an absolute beast. 60 for the Buccaneers. I think that this is a great spot for Travis Jones. Big, beefy interior defensive lineman out of UConn. Perfect for replacing a guy like Ndamukong Suh. And he is, I believe, 328 pounds. It's 13% body fat. There you go. 300. Oh, okay. He came in at 30% body fat. So look at that. That's insane. Big shout out to Travis Jones for being able to do that. It's very hard, especially to maintain that type of shape and be able to drop the fat and be able to remain that heavy with that body comp. So big shout out to Travis Jones for doing a great job doing that. Number 61 for the Ravens. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think going after a guy like Nick Bonito would be quite fun on the outside. Doesn't really fit what they're looking for, but at this time it's you got to go. We got to be a little bit realistic here. So I think getting a guy like Zach Harrison on the interior might be fun. I think it's something this team might be able to take a shot on. So getting Zach Harrison out of the Ohio State University is the best move. 62 for Green Bay. I love this pick. By the way, I'm doing this all live. It's not like I had this. This guy's I've been waiting to take him. Bernard Raymond out of Central Michigan. I'm projecting Jackson. Oh, he can't go back. Jesus Christ. Jackson can't even go back. He's had a terrible year. Definitely falling on draft boards. Bernard Raymond, though, skyrocketing. PFF loves him in their first round. Don't think he's that good. And I'm a big Bernard Raymond fan, right? Formerly a tight end 2 years ago, extremely athletic, has a great anchor, needs a lot more time to develop. This is a perfect team for him to go to. 63, the Patriots. I think wide receiver could be something we look at. That sucks. So sorry, but we are going to be definitely going with a safety here. I know Verone McKinley, I think, should return. I think he'll be a first-round safety next year. That's my personal thought. It's just he's really, really good. He's a really good safety. I think Jalen Catalon, yes, I know you guys don't like the injury history. I totally agree with you. I don't think that I'd be very comfortable with it, but his talent is undeniable. Really, really good safety out of Arkansas. This is going to be Nick Bonito here. I think he's going to take that outside edge role where you used to have Hassan Reddick and be able to work it right there. So that's going to be the draft. Really quick way to end, but I had a lot of dudes that I was dying to pull the trigger on, and I'm ready to pull the trigger on what's going to happen in round 3 as well, because I know exactly where I'm going. But you guys have to check out tomorrow for that. See you guys on the far side. Peace.